Section 1, Fraud Schemes and Financial Crimes, is the largest and most technically detailed portion of the Certified Fraud Examiner (CFE) curriculum. This section provides candidates with a deep understanding of the various fraud schemes that affect organizations, governments, financial institutions, and individuals worldwide. The curriculum begins with accounting concepts and financial statement analysis, establishing the financial foundation necessary to recognize irregularities and manipulation. Candidates study balance sheets, income statements, cash flow statements, accounting frameworks such as GAAP and IFRS, and differences between accrual and cash accounting. These accounting principles are essential because fraud examiners must understand how financial information is prepared before they can identify fraudulent reporting or concealment schemes. A major focus of Section 1 is financial statement fraud and asset misappropriation, which represent common forms of occupational fraud. Candidates learn how perpetrators manipulate revenues, expenses, liabilities, and disclosures to misrepresent an organization's financial performance. The curriculum explains fraudulent disbursement schemes such as billing fraud, payroll fraud, expense reimbursement fraud, payment tampering, and cash register disbursement fraud. In addition, candidates study skimming and cash larceny schemes involving theft before or after transactions are recorded. Inventory theft and misuse of organizational assets are also examined. The section emphasizes prevention controls, segregation of duties, reconciliations, and monitoring systems designed to detect unauthorized transactions and reduce opportunities for employee fraud. Corruption and abuse of power are another critical component of Section 1. The curriculum examines bribery, kickbacks, conflicts of interest, and economic extortion, all of which can undermine organizational integrity and distort business decisions. Candidates learn how illegal payments are concealed through intermediaries, inflated invoices, consulting arrangements, or improper gifts and entertainment. The section highlights the importance of anti-corruption programs, ethical leadership, vendor due diligence, and monitoring mechanisms in reducing corruption risks. Because corruption frequently occurs within procurement and contracting processes, the curriculum also explains collusion, bid manipulation, and contract abuse schemes. Understanding these activities enables fraud examiners to identify unethical conduct and support organizational compliance efforts effectively. Section 1 also addresses fraud involving technology, digital assets, and information systems, reflecting the increasing sophistication of modern financial crime. Candidates study identity theft, cyber fraud, theft of intellectual property, and electronic payment fraud. The curriculum explains how cybercriminals use phishing, social engineering, malware, ransomware, deepfakes, and account takeover techniques to exploit organizations and consumers. Fraud involving cryptocurrencies, mobile payments, electronic funds transfers, and online banking systems is also examined. Candidates learn how insiders and external attackers steal confidential information, compromise digital systems, and misuse payment technologies. Prevention and detection strategies include cybersecurity controls, authentication systems, employee awareness training, monitoring technologies, and incident response procedures. Another important area within Section 1 is financial crime involving regulated industries and public systems. Candidates study money laundering, securities fraud, insurance fraud, healthcare fraud, bankruptcy fraud, tax fraud, and government fraud schemes. The curriculum explains the stages of money laundering, including placement, layering, and integration, along with anti-money laundering frameworks, such as customer due diligence and suspicious activity reporting. Securities fraud topics include insider trading, ESG misrepresentation, and investment deception. Candidates also analyze fraud affecting insurance claims, medical billing, tax reporting, public funding, and disaster relief programs. These topics demonstrate the broad scope of fraud risks across both private and public sectors globally. Overall, Section 1, Fraud Schemes and Financial Crimes, provides the technical and analytical foundation required for effective fraud examination work. The curriculum integrates accounting, criminology, business operations, compliance, and technology into a comprehensive understanding of how fraud schemes are committed, concealed, detected, and prevented. Candidates not only study the mechanics of fraud, but also examine organizational vulnerabilities, behavioral motivations, and operational weaknesses that allow misconduct to occur. As financial systems become more globalized and technology-driven, fraud schemes continue evolving in complexity and scale. This section therefore prepares certified fraud examiners to recognize emerging risks, protect organizational assets, and contribute to stronger anti-fraud controls across industries worldwide.